History of Gilgit-Baltistan.
吉尔吉特巴尔蒂斯坦的历史。
Gilgit-Baltistan is an administrative territory of Pakistan that borders the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa to the west, Azad Kashmir to the southwest, Wakhan Corridor of Afghanistan to the northwest, the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China to the north, and the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir to the south and southeast. The early recorded history of the region is linked with Western Tibet and as vassal chiefs of the rulers of late India. The region appears to be part of the Tibetan Empire, with Buddhism flourishing in the region. However, by the 12th-13th century, the region came under Islamic influence. This resulted in the separation of the Balti people from the Buddhist Ladakhi neighbors. The Baltis increasingly converted from Buddhism to Islam, resulting in increased interaction and conflict with their Kashmiri Muslim neighbors. 1. Muslim rule in the area ended with the expansion of the Sikh Empire. After the British defeat of the Sikhs in the Anglo-Sikh Wars, the region was ruled by the Hindu Dogras under British paramountcy. With the partition of India, the region was annexed by the newly formed state of Pakistan. Rock art and petroglyphs.
岩石艺术和岩画。
There are more than 50,000 pieces of rock art, petroglyphs, and inscriptions all along the Karakoram Highway in Gilgit-Baltistan, concentrated at 10 major sites between Hunza and Shashal. The carvings were left by various invaders, traders, and pilgrims who passed along the trade route, as well as by locals. The earliest date back to between 5000 and 1000 BCE, showing single animals, triangular men and hunting scenes in which the animals are larger than the hunters. These carvings were pegged into the rock with stone tools and are covered with a thick patina that proves their age. The ethnologist Carl Jetmar has pieced together the history of the area from various inscriptions and recorded his findings in rock carvings and inscriptions in the northern areas of Pakistan, and the later released between Gandhara and the Silk Road, rock carvings along the Karakoram Highway. History.
早期历史。
The rock carvings found in various places in Gilgit-Baltistan, especially those found in the Parsu village of Hunza, suggest a human presence since 2000 BC, 7, within the next few centuries after human settlement in the Tibetan plateau. This region became inhabited by Tibetans, who preceded the Balti people of Baltistan. Today Baltistan bears similarity to Ladakh physically and culturally, although not religiously. Dards are found mainly in the western areas. These people are the Shina-speaking peoples of Gilgit, Chilas, Astor and Daimir, while in Hunza and in the upper regions Burushaski and Khoar speakers dominate. The Dards find mention in the works of Herodotus, Note 1, Nearchus, Megasthenes, Pliny, Note 2, Ptolemy, Note 3, and the geographical lists of the Puranas 8 in the 1st century. The people of these regions were followers of the Bon religion, while in the 2nd century, they followed Buddhism. Medieval history.
中世纪历史。
In the 14th century, Sufi Muslim preachers from Persia and Central Asia introduced Islam in Baltistan. Famous amongst them was Mir Sayyid Ali Hamadani, who came via Kashmir, 27, while in the Gilgit region Islam entered in the same century through Turkic-Tarkan rulers. Gilgit-Baltistan was ruled by many local rulers, amongst whom the Magpon dynasty of Skardu and the Rajas of Hunza were famous. The Magpons of Skardu unified Gilgit-Baltistan with Chitral and Ladakh, especially in the era of Ali Shah Khan Ankan, 28, who had friendly relations with the Mughal court. 29. Ankan reign brought prosperity and entertained art, sport, and variety in architecture. He introduced polo to the Gilgit region, and from Chitral, he sent a group of musicians to Delhi to learn Indian music. The Mughal architecture influenced the architecture of the region as well. 30. Later Ankan in his successors Abdal Khan had great influence though in the popular literature of Baltistan. He is still alive as a dark figure by the nickname Mitsos, man-eater. The last Makpans Raja, Ahmed Shah, ruled all of Baltistan between 1811 to 1840. The areas of Gilgit, Chitral and Hunza had already become independent of the Makpans before the demise of Shri Badit. A group of Shin people migrated from Gilgit Baltistan and settled in the Dras and Khaming areas. The descendants of those Dardic people can be still found today, and are believed to have maintained their Dardic culture and Shina language up to the present time. Part of Pakistan.
巴基斯坦的一部分。
1947 to 1970 Government of Pakistan established Gilgit Agency and Baltistan Agency. In 1970 Northern Areas Council established by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and Gilgit-Baltistan was directly administrated by federal government and it was called FANA, Federal Administrated Northern Areas. In 1963, Pakistan ceded a part of Hunza Gilgit called Rascom and the Shaksgam Valley of Baltistan region to the China pending settlement of the dispute over Kashmir. This ceded area is also known as the Trans-Karakoram Tract. The Pakistani parts of Kashmir to the north and west of the ceasefire line established at the end of the Indo-Pakistani War of 1947. Or the line of control as it later came to be called, were divided into the northern areas, 72,971 square kilometers in the north and the Pakistani state of Azad Kashmir, 13,297 square kilometers in the south. The name, Northern Areas, was first used by the United Nations to refer to the northern areas of Kashmir. Gilgit-Baltistan, which was most recently known as the Northern Areas, presently consists of 10 districts, has a population approaching 2 million, has an area of approximately 28,000 square miles, 73,000 square kilometers, and shares borders with China, Afghanistan, and India. The local Northern Light Infantry is the army unit that participated in the 1999 Kargil conflict. More than 500 soldiers were believed to have been killed and buried in the northern areas in that action. Lalak Jan, a soldier from Yasin Valley, was awarded Pakistan's most prestigious medal, the Nishani Haider, for his courageous actions during the Kargil conflict.